Hi, this is Jonathan Rosen here, the Jerusalem psychotherapist. This week's Torah and Psychology post, Parshat Vayigash, is going to discuss self-deprecation. And this term of self-deprecation is actually quite ambiguous because it has positive and negative connotations. And we're going to look at the two sides to try to understand and see what we can learn out from this week's Parsha in relation to this idea of self-deprecation. So first, we're going to start off with the negative aspect. And I think this is because colloquially and in a general sense, there is this negative connotation in relation to self-deprecation. It's when a person regularly will put themselves down, will minimalize their successes and their achievements. And you can imagine if someone does this on a regular basis, downplays their achievements, sees themselves or presents themselves as being less than other people, then you can imagine and understand how this will have a gradual deleterious effect on the way a person views themselves and the way that they interact and the way that they present themselves to other people and the way other people will view them. In a sense, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, or in a sense, you start to believe your own words. You start to view yourself and actually internalize this conceptualization of yourself being worthless or less worthy, and certainly less than other people, and not successful and not able to be successful, that you don't have skills or talents. It creates this view, this depressing view that a person will have a low self-esteem, this self-deprecation as this bad habit, you can say. It's a bad habit that a person uses on a regular basis, and it will have this detrimental effect on a person's self-esteem. So why do we do it? I just hinted to this idea of why we use self-deprecation. It is a bad habit because we actually use it on a regular basis. People do this and apply self-deprecation in how they interact with other people, not because they want to be a masochist and they want to bring themselves down and to damage their self-esteem, but rather it actually starts off as something positive. As we said, there is a positive side to it. And actually, self-deprecation, maybe in its most pure form, is a good social skill. It has a balancing, neutralizing effect, that we don't want to present ourselves actually as being overly arrogant and pompous and superior to other people. So in a way, what we will do is utilize self-deprecation to try to bring down the value, in a sense, or this overly successful impression that we don't want to present to other people because it can be seen as arrogant. We want to actually try to present ourselves as being like everybody else. People want to be sociable, they want to connect with other people, and to do this, what is necessary often is that people want to feel connected and to be on a similar level to each other, to understand each other and to relate to each other. So if we have successes and achievements and abilities, it can have a distancing effect between us and other people around us, depending on how it's viewed. So self-deprecation actually is a social skill that actually can be beneficial for connecting with other people. It can help people to relate to each other. But as we said, we can see there's a slippery slope of being humble or showing humility and actually bringing ourselves down and actually knocking our self-esteem and actually negating any of our successes and our achievements. So self-deprecation can be used in a beneficial way. Even if we look at humor, self-deprecating humor is almost the go-to, the basics of comedy, of what people use for humor, because it's for the benefit of other people. Other people find that endearing, humorous, connecting, and it's something that through humor is a way of making other people laugh, and it's a way of creating this social connection. So we want to find this balance of using self-deprecation as a beneficial social skill for connection and understanding, rather than bringing down ourselves and creating this a depressing view of ourselves. So self-deprecation, as we said, as a positive tool, creates connection. It's for the benefit of other people. We bring ourselves down in a sense. In a sense, we can say we bring ourselves down in order to connect with other people and for the benefit of other people. And that's what we see from this week's parsha. Now we see that when Yehuda approached Yosef and he wanted to, basically to pray and plea for the release of Binyamin, he came to Yosef and he put himself down, him being this older brother, and he allowed himself to bring himself down, to self-deprecate in front of Yosef, the way he spoke to Yosef in a self-deprecating way, all in a sense to show himself to Yosef as being this person, this brother, who can bring himself down for the benefit of other people. In the sense, it was a benefit, obviously, for Binyamin, in order that Binyamin can be released. And also, we know from a wider overarching theme, it was to bring himself down in order to endear himself to Yosef. Yosef saw who he was and that he was contrite and that the brothers had done teshuvah. And this was to make up, in a sense, for the sin that they had committed towards Yosef. So we see this self-deprecating action that actually the Medrash Rabbah points out that through this self-deprecation of Yehuda, it was for the benefit of Binyamin, or for the benefit of Yosef, but he was rewarded for this going forward. In the times of the Beis HaMikdash, the tribe of Yehuda was given precedent as well for the Karbonos. And this is the point that the Medrash Rabbah is trying to point out, that if you self-deprecate in the right way, it is for the benefit of other people and not to the detriment of yourself. And this is an important lesson to take out from this week's parsha, how to utilize and to apply self-deprecation in the best way possible. Have a great Shabbos and keep well.